What was your message after they took the lead?
I think I'm good. Am I good to roll? All right, here we go. Questions, everybody.
What was your message to the offense? They take the lead, you guys drove right down. Kind of a rough day offensively, but you clicked on that drive.
Yeah, I just said we've been in this situation hundreds of times at practice. I mean, you got to always resort back to your training, resort back to your practice, and there was zero flinch from those guys. Great look in their eye. They went out there with confidence and executed like they should.
How hard is it just to get rhythm going, just maybe even with the penalties, obviously, and then obviously the run game just kind of being up and down today?
Yeah, I mean, you want to establish the line of scrimmage. You want to run the ball. And like I've said before, there's a million different things that really go into running the football. But I was really proud of how hard those guys played. Up front, the tight ends, the running backs, the receivers, I think they all played really, really hard. And whenever we needed to in crunch time, we got the job done. And so that's ultimately all that really matters. So really proud of those guys' effort today.
And I think John was 16 of 17 to finish the game there passing. Just how good was he down the stretch for you guys and putting your trust in him in that final drive to throw the ball?
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. I have all the trust in the world in John Mateer, and there's a few things in the first half he wishes he could have back. But it was just a good subtle reminder at halftime to relax. Everything we want is there. Just relax, deliver the ball like you have all week in practice, and that's what he did. And he was great there in the second half for us, and as was a lot of different people. There were some big catches being made, and again, it's just the guys trusting everything, going back on their training, and making the play when they came their way.
Can you walk us through that first touchdown to Isaiah where it looked like you almost was about to sub out and was just kind of uncovered there at the snap?
Yeah, I mean, we ran the ball the play before. He just quick motioned over there, and it was a tempo call. He got lined up. He pointed to the official. He was never out of bounds or anything like that, and they didn't cover him. So it was good awareness by John to see him with nobody on him, and he just ran, and it was a great job by him.
How difficult is it to kind of toe the line there between what that was and the deception plays that they look for the unsportsmanlike penalties?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much toeing the line there was. It was a tempo play, and he pointed to the ref, and the ref nodded his head and said he was in right there. So I don't know how much deception went on there. It was just a ball play that we executed on.
Can you talk about just his overall play today, Isaiah Senior?
Yeah, I mean, really proud of Isaiah. Made some big-time plays for us, especially whenever we needed it. Just a consistent kid who brings it every single day. Really talented kid, smart, high football IQ, and someone that number 10 trusts. I trust, Coach Jones trusts, BV trusts, everybody trusts him. So just proud of the work that he's been putting in, and awesome to see him get to go out there and make some big-time plays.
Ben, what do you think of Jaron Koenig tonight?
Yeah, Jaron, I mean, same thing. Came up in some big situations, especially on third down, making some big-time plays. Proud of him, proud of his process, proud of the player he is, and proud of the response that he always shows. So he's a stud.
In a game like this, how big is it to avoid big negative chunk plays on offense?
How hard is it?
How important is that?
How important is it? Yeah, I mean, negative plays are drive killers. The biggest thing about, succeeding on offense is being efficient, right? And, negative plays, those are killer. And so nobody likes them. They get you off schedule. But whenever they happen, you got to figure out a way to get back on schedule. So, yeah, negative plays are killers.
And what does it say about the last drive? They score, so you've got to have something on this next drive. You guys came through with flying colors. What does that say about your offense and what you guys have going right now?
Believe and trust in the process. Those kids, like I said, they don't flinch. There's no fear in them at all. They trust their training. They trust the rules that we talk about in meeting, that we walk through in practice, and they went out there and they executed really, really well. So they were ready for that moment, and that was awesome to see that a bunch of kids who've been working their tail off were ready for that moment. So that was fun.
Why do you think that was really your only flawless drive? I mean, I think it's 5 plays, maybe 6, and everything worked the way it was supposed to every play.
Why did it work that way?
Because every other drive, even if you scored or moved the ball, it was sputtering, hit and miss. no hit and miss on the last drive.
Yeah, I think it's just those kids stepping up in that moment, right? And again, like I said, there's a lot of stuff in that game that moments that some of those kids wish they could have back. There's a few plays that I wish I could have back that I called, but at the end of the day, you can't win the game in the first, second, or third quarter, guys. Like, the game's not won there. You win the game in the fourth quarter, and that's ultimately all that matters. So we talk about finishing. We have our winning edge on offense, and win the fourth quarter is the last one that we leave. Every time we leave a Saturday unit meeting, it says finish, ! Win the fourth quarter, because the first, second, and third quarter are really a moot point if you don't win the fourth. So they were ready for that moment.
And I know you had some offensive things that were dealing with some injuries throughout the week, but to have, Jake and Federici in particular kind of tough it out, play like they did tonight, what does that tell you about that unit?
Yeah, tough kids who are selfless and they want to play. They want to be there for their teammates, and they played their butt off all night. And so huge shout out to those guys up front. I'm so proud of them. Just what the process took this week to get them ready to play, and then them going out there and playing their butt off all night. I couldn't be more proud of those guys, of that group in particular.
Ben, you were obviously with John Mateer at Washington State,
Yep.
Came here to Oklahoma. What are the emotions of watching him play and succeed in his first SEC game here at OU?
Well, I think naturally he's, someone that I've been around a long time, so naturally I care about him a lot. And so just seeing him have the time of his life with a bunch of great teammates and a bunch of great dudes in this building, that's priceless. And then everything he does on the field is just no surprise to me, again, because of his consistency every single week and how he prepares and how he gets ready. So it's great to see John have the success, but John will be the first one to tell you, too, there's always room for growth, and his teammates are playing their butts off, too. So, but it's awesome to see him because I do care about him.
What do you think of his nickname, Money Mateer? A lot of fans do.
Money Mateer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I call him Johnny Boy, so I don't think anything of Money Mateer. I call him Johnny Boy.
And you went to the short passing game, particularly like the short crosses, a lot more in the second half. Is that an adjustment to counter whatever Auburn was doing, or is that just the way it turned out?
Yeah, I mean, it was adjustment made in game. Saw something that we could take advantage of, and that's what we did. The guys took the adjustments well and went out there and executed.
As much as you and John know each other, he knows your system. You have other parts that are now part of this offense. How much does a game like this just help you guys grow overall just as an offense?
It's huge because winning football games is not easy, and being in those tough moments and crunch time whenever you have to do it, and you rally together as teammates and you execute the plan out there, I think it just builds a lot of growth, a lot of the word's probably validation of themselves that we can go out here and we can do this. And so, but now we're just on to the next one, and that's really all that matters. Our goal is not to be 4-0. That's never been our goal. Our goal is to take care of business the next week. And so, but being in those moments and having those opportunities to grow and seizing those moments, I think it's huge for the development of these guys in this offense and this team as a whole.
What for you would be making the most of this bye week as an offense?
What would make the most of this bye week?
What would you, coming out of the bye week, say, okay, we made the most out of that week off?
I mean, there's a lot of different things that happen in a bye week, I think you can always get back to the basics. I think that's huge, getting back to the basics, getting your body right. Everybody, whether you are a little dinged up or you're not, just maintaining your body and getting ready for whenever we do get back to a game. But, there's also game prep that goes on because we do have an opponent. We just have a bye week, but we do have an opponent coming up, so we always need to make sure that we're on top of that. But there's a lot of different things that you can get out of a bye week. You just have to take advantage of the time and the resources that you have.
How fun of an environment was that today? There was a couple times down the sidelines where I couldn't even hear myself think. So how the crowd kind of played a huge role?
The fans were incredible, like deafening, and they help us out. They help our defense out, and they torment the other team. So the environment was awesome. The fans brought it today. The fans are just as much a part of that win as anybody in this building. And so shout out to them. Shout out to, they've been there all year, and we're going to keep needing them to show up and, be passionate about Oklahoma football. So.
Twice you went to kind of a funky set with, 2 down linemen, kind of caught them off guard. Is that something that you've sort of toyed with in the past, or something you're just putting in here?
Yeah, I've toyed with that in the past. I think there's about 100 different ways you can do kind of that same thing, and so it's always just a numbers and space game. At the end of the day, that's all football is a number and space game, and trying to execute in those moments. But yeah, just something that we were able to do to try and get an advantage on the defense.
What do you call that formation?
Well, I think the general term in football is called a Pullcat formation. I don't call it Pullcat, but in reference to everything else, I call it Pullcat. So I don't know why it's called that, but yeah, Boomer.